I'm Taylor Woodward. I'm going to be explaining today how I use the app Explain Everything as a digital tool in my classroom. So Explain Everything is an app for your iPad. It's a whiteboard app and also a recording app. So I use it both ways, but I like to use it as a whiteboard app, especially because I can AirPlay my iPad to my projector in my classroom and then see my iPad on the screen, and it frees me up to be able to walk anywhere around the room and not be stuck at my whiteboard whenever we're doing things that I need to write up on the board. So I'll show you a little bit about it. This is what the app looks like when you first open it up on your iPad. And you can see down here, these are things I've done in the past, but for now, I think I'll just show you how to open up a new blank canvas. So I would start like this if I just needed to write something up on the board really quick, and I can do this from my desk or the back of the room or wherever I am, and the kids can see it up on the board. So let's say I just needed to say that I want the kids to start on bell work. So I could write up on my board, start on bell work, and then the kids can see that up on the screen and know what to do. I use this a lot when I need to just write up a problem or something really quick on the board so that the kids can see it, and it still allows me to be wherever I need to be in the classroom and not necessarily be standing up at the whiteboard writing this down. It also makes sure that I don't ever have to turn my back on the kids because when I'm using my iPad, I don't have to actually turn around and face the screen. So I think that's a really good benefit. I'll also show you, well, you can see here when I clicked on this corner up here where it says projects, it gives me the option to save and close, or save without, or close without saving changes. So this time I'm going to close because I don't need to save this screen, but I could, and what I have done in the past down here you can see is save my changes so that you can see the things I have written. So we'll pull up this one, for example. These might have been, looks like surface area notes that I did last year with my kids. And you can see I wrote on top of an image actually on the screen here, and then I saved those changes so I didn't have to rewrite that again in the future. So we can see down here we did a lot of notes that day. Looks like I had a warm up, and then I have all these images that I've written on top of. So all this nice clean printing and the images are things that I actually created on a Google Slides presentation. So I'll show you that next. When I click New Project and a blank canvas, I have the option to upload things from my Google Drive or other options as well, but I mainly use uploads from Google Drive. So I click here on File, and then I click my Google Drive. And so here in my drive, we have all my folders. I can see everything that's in my Google Drive. And so I might have made a presentation that I might have saved in my Math 7 folder here. Let's try this folder. And we'll go with our surface area and volume. Okay, so here we go. Here's actually the presentation that we were just looking at where I had written on top of things. But this time, we're going to, import it, and it'll be blank. So I'm going to import as separate slides so that I can click through and see the slides. But I could also upload them so that they're a grid on the screen or they're stacked on top of each other. But I'm going to do separate slides. So I click Insert. And now I have all those slides that I created on my Google Slides presentation. And these images are like maybe things that I screenshotted from my textbook or the internet and then put into the presentation. And now I could go through these examples like notes or whatever I'm doing in my classroom, and the kids can see it up here. I'm free to walk around the room and I really like that about this app. So the other cool thing is that while I'm in a presentation like this, let's say someone has a question and I don't really have room left on this page to write anything that I'm explaining, I can just add a new slide in here. So now there's a blank slide in between the slides, and then I could write out whatever I needed to explain, maybe a problem that someone had a question on here in the middle of my presentation without having to erase things on the board. And then I could automatically go back to where I was on this screen and pick up right where I left off with my annotation. So I'll show you that actually. Let's say I'm writing on this screen, there I go, and then someone had a question, so I added that new slide. Now I can write on here and then go back to where I was and pick up where we left off. So I really like that about this app too. The last cool feature that I like is that down at the bottom you can see the little recording button, and right now my mic is turned off, but I can turn that on. Well, from my settings, clearly I haven't fixed my settings since I got a new iPad from my school at the end of the school year, but I could change the settings so that it gives permission for the mic to hear my voice, and then click record, and then I can record my voice over top of whatever I'm doing on the screen, and it will save it as a presentation or a video. And so I'm actually going to stop now and show you that actually in the app. So the next time you hear my voice, it'll be me talking over top of my screen recording of my iPad. Okay, so here we are again on the app Explain Everything. This time, instead of a separate video, I'm actually recording my voice using the Explain Everything microphone. So what that means is that I have clicked on this button down here at the bottom, and the app is now recording my voice, and I can write on the screen, and when I'm finished, everything that has happened on this whiteboard is going to be recorded as a video. This could be a really effective tool in my math classroom, because that means I can record myself explaining something, teaching some concept using this app, and then upload that, and my students can go back and review. So this upcoming school year, I'm planning on utilizing that more often to insert our notes, whatever I'm teaching during class, through Google Drive here with my presentation. And then instead of just having this happen in class, my students would be able to go back after class and actually review by listening to me reteach whatever concept we learned in class using this app. So that I think would be an effective use of that part of the Explain Everything app. So once again, Explain Everything is a whiteboard app and a voice recording app, and both of those features I think are what makes Explain Everything a really effective digital tool in my classroom. So students get the best of me being able to move around the room and be able to go help them while I'm still able to write on the board. I can be near them and writing on the board at the same time. And outside of the classroom walls, they can still listen or watch my videos of whatever I taught in class that day and get kind of the best of both worlds that way.